For some reason, it could have picked me, it could have picked you, it could have picked anybody, but unfortunately it picked her.
Tonight, we're hearing from a man who lost his wife to a rare brain disease. He's keeping her memory alive by sharing her story to encourage others to keep fighting. Here's Channel 5's Santiago Caicedo.
It started with occasional fainting.
Very first symptoms was lightheadedness, and that was at first dismissed as something, stress-related.
And then symptoms became more serious.
She started sweating less and less, which was kind of unusual.
In 2019, Liliana Zapata was about to turn 50. She was doing what she loved, teaching middle school art in Weslaco. At first, doctors dismissed her symptoms as stress from work.
Maybe it is stress, you're a teacher, it's like you've got all these deadlines.
But her husband, Steve Ortiz, says she didn't take that as an answer.
She insisted that something was going on.
She went to her primary care doctor.
She started getting tingling on the left side of her body.
A hormone doctor and a cardiologist.
She would go to the doctors. The doctor would tell her, well, everything checks out. They would do tests, electrodes and stuff like that they would do to her, and it would all come back normal. But she was just insisting that something's not right.
Steve says his late wife was persistent. It was one of the reasons why he married her more than 20 years ago. They knew each other for 30. They met at UTPA, college sweethearts. Her symptoms became worse and worse, and doctors weren't providing answers. But Steve said that persistence stopped her from giving up.
But she was just wouldn't, she knew something was going on.
In October 2023, she was hospitalized.
We had a hard time waking her up. She was just knocked out. So that was very unusual.
Doctors found she had low sodium. Her vocal cords became paralyzed. A tube was inserted into her throat. Oxygen levels were dropping.
But even then, they couldn't tell us why it was happening.
Steve kept her spirits up.
Try to have that attitude with her because she was a very joyful person. She was always laughing, smiling. So it was difficult to see her in that condition.
Liliana's persistence led them to a neurologist at Houston Methodist Hospital in 2024.
Finally, based on all her symptoms, he told her, unfortunately, your diagnosis is multiple system atrophy.
Multiple system atrophy is a rare neurological condition. According to the National Institutes of Health, there is no cure. Similar to Parkinson's, it impacts the central nervous system, which controls blood pressure or digestion. Symptoms appear in a person's 50s and advance quickly over 5 to 10 years. Movement becomes difficult, and a person eventually becomes bedridden. Slowness in motion, stiffness, problems with balance, coordination, urinating, sweating, and digestion are all symptoms. Doctors performed a tilt table test on her. That's when they put the patient on a table. Doctors will then tilt the table at different angles and to measure the patient's blood pressure. In a healthy person, the body compensates when you're tilted in one direction. Your blood pressure compensates so it doesn't go up and down.
So that was causing all of the, fainting spells.
Liliana started losing her mobility.
Her balance, it started affecting that.
A rapid decline.
Her faith didn't break.
Steve says his wife was still adamant about finding a solution.
Still with a smile, still with that kind of, lust for life that she'd always had.
She tried to keep walking as much as she could. She was on a treadmill even against doctors' orders because of the risk of her falling. Shortly after this picture was taken, Ortiz says his wife became more bedridden. She tried to continue teaching. She even used a microphone with a speaker to amplify her voice for students. Soon after coming back from the hospital, she decided to step away from teaching.
She fought it as long as she could because that was all she knew, her students and teaching, and she loved it. And that was just another thing that this disease took from her.
In May 2024, Liliana took all of her stuff out of her classroom and officially retired. Another devastating toll.
She advocated for herself so adamantly, and unfortunately it wasn't the result that she wanted or hoped for.
After a 6-year search for answers, Liliana died on September 16th. Like the disease, Steve thinks his wife was unique.
I just feel that maybe it picked her because she was even a rarer soul.
He wants others to share his wife's persistence and to keep fighting for their health. In McAllen, Santiago Caicedo, Channel 5 News.